Hello everyone, this is Amanita. So in this video today we're going to be pulling through some ancestor messages, and I have three options. The first pile is a Turritella agate, the second pile is an ancient looking Chinese coin, and the third pile is a shell. So make your decision, make your choice. I also offer personal ancestor readings on my Etsy account if you would like a personal reading. And for all the decks, there will be the links in the description, and the timestamps are in the description, so I'll see you in your pile. Hello everyone who has chosen the first pile. So this is the Turritella agate, and Turritella agate is a crystal that does really help you connect with your ancestors as well, so you can look into picking one of these up in the case of working with the crystal energies. And these are fossilized, this is fossilized shells of oysters, I believe, that are in this crystal, so a lot of ancient, many generations past coming through. These cards are going to show which ancestor is coming through, and then we're going to get messages from them. So we have the Exorcist. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Shadow attribute is facing your own demons. So this is someone who either had a lot of demons that they had a hard time facing, or this is someone who actually did really face things and get rid of things that were causing them harm. And the Orchid, rare, uncommon, unique. So this is someone who delved into areas that other people were too afraid to delve into. This person might have been kind of an outcast of society because of the type of work and activities that they were involved in. Everything that they did was to help people if this was someone who was benevolent, but since the nature of the actions that they were taking at the time, it was kind of seen as wrong. Like, I'm kind of getting the feeling of, like Salem witch trials type of thing. Like, they might have been doing magic or something. They might have been doing something to help people, but at that time that they were alive, that just was seen as wrong. So we're gonna pull some cards from the tarot deck to get more messages from this ancestor for what they would like to tell you at this time. Is there someone who dealt with kind of that energy of destruction and demons and stuff? So this ancestor knows how to purge something, knows how to get rid of something. Maybe something blocking you from being your true self, because this ancestor wants you to be who you are no matter what. Even if it's weird, even if other people don't like it. So we have the Ace of Wands coming out. I feel like this ancestor really wants you to believe in your own magic right now, to be confident in who you are. And we have the Moon, which also does, these are really getting me the feeling of they want you to kind of connect more and tune in with your own connection with the universe. With the Moon, that's kind of destructive impulses coming out from the subconscious. And this ancestor wants to help you face those emotions. So it's time to revitalize yourself. Just gonna pull one more tarot card from the ancestor. And So we have the Three of Cups as well. And that cloud was actually looking like lightning to me in the background. And look at all these masks, which is interesting. How there's so many masks in this Three of Cups card. So this ancestor wants to help you get rid of masks that you're holding that don't serve you anymore. So even I'm thinking in your connections and in your relationships, because this does say that it's freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. This ancestor is trying to help you in a situation, possibly with a group of people or possibly with your friends, to kind of purge these might be coming up from the past, these patterns that you guys have in your friendship or in your connection with each other that is causing harm to each other. Because, and kind of to purify and renew your friendship, connection, relationship with whoever or whatever this is. This could be your own mask that you're wearing, and the ancestor is wanting to help free you of these impulses, to face them, to allow them to resurface. And this is something that is an ancestral pattern I'm getting at, is the reason why this is happening right now in your life, because there has been this pattern going on where you might put on certain masks or put up with things that you probably shouldn't, but it's just kind of ingrained in you. It's a subconscious pattern. So let's pull a card from the Nakshatra deck. So this is all about moon phases. So let's see. What's kind of the energy going on here? Let's get more info on this pattern. Okay, so we have Vishaka, the Star of Purpose. Okay, Vishaka. So this is kind of where you waver from back and forth, being two-branched, being undecided. Seeing him holding the two feathers here, kind of, that just kind of comes back to not facing things. And the ancestors just helping you confront situations. With the Ace of Wands, that's all about confronting something head on, confronting something very directly, knowing like your own capability, just bringing up your will and being straightforward, being head on. Pull a card from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. Because doing this is going to help you. It's going to free yourself of a lot of energy and a lot of emotion. Kind of like gathering up that fierceness in you, gathering up that courage in you. And here we have the leap, ecstasy, bliss, belief. So this ancestor is helping you to take a chance to step through this doorway, which is going to lead you to be able to achieve many things in life. Indra Agni, that is the greatest fire. The Ace of Wands, fire. This is like a purification, a transformation that this ancestor is helping you through right now in terms of your connection with others. The ancestor wants you to be who you are, even if other people don't like it. To even in a room full of everyone wearing a mask, to be the person who's not. You have thirst, craving, compulsion, obsession. This kind of comes back to the this being a pattern, like this is just something that you're used to doing. It's just a way of being that feels like for you that it has to be like, but it really doesn't, because you can change the way you can make a breakthrough, and you can change the way that you're operating in this situation. In your connections, you can break this pattern. Okay, so we're gonna pull 3 more cards. How can they take this leap of faith? What do you really want them to know? The Ace of Wands. Your ancestor just really wants you to know how capable you are, and really wants you to get in touch with your solar plexus kind of energy, with your root energy, to know that you're safe and that you can handle yourself. With the Hermit, they just want you to know who you are, to tap in with who you are, and to trust yourself, to trust how capable you are. Kind of the Hermit too, helping you to digest experiences, to go off on your own, to know that you don't need to rely on other people, and that this is an inward journey that you can take. You can take this leap of faith, and you don't, even if it cuts off a lot of connections around you, that you are very capable. Connecting in with your higher self is what your ancestor wants you to do as well. The 9 of Wands. So we go from the Ace to the 9 of Wands and the King of Cups. This is about not letting other people's emotions also wear down on you too, like other people's subconscious patterns. Knowing where you need to draw the line, knowing when you need to draw the boundaries to keep yourself in the most vital health and vital condition. So if you need to kind of go on a retreat or take some time off on your own, that's supported through this. Whatever it is that's going to keep you healthy. Because the 9 of Wands, the Ace to the 9, you know, it can go 0 to 100 real quick. So you need to set some boundaries emotionally to keep you healthy, even if you need to go off on your own. And with Vishaka, what the ancestor wants you to know is that you don't need to rely on other people to achieve what you want to achieve in your life. You don't need to put up with other people's stuff to accomplish. Like, it's not helping you achieve many things in your life when you put up with other people's stuff all the time. It's going to help yourself and others when you do what you're truly called to do, and not just what you feel like you have to do to maybe keep the peace or keep some sort of thing going that you don't need to keep going. Your ancestors helping free you of a lot of this energy. You have the Ace of Wands twice, and this is the breakthrough. I know, these cards are just falling everywhere right now. And to believe in yourself. Know that you hold the power of the discrimination. You can cut this off. You can cut off this energy. You can break this pattern. It just needs to be processed. It needs to be gone through. It's going to free you up of a lot of energy when you let go of all that burden. Take the leap. I mean, your ancestor is pretty straightforward here. They're like, come on, you got this. Like, be who you are. Freaking pick up your wand. It may feel good to act in this way, but you know, it may be something that you really crave doing, that you feel like you have to do, that you're just used to doing, or it just seems like the only way, but it's really not. Be who you are. Be true to yourself. Just allow everything to come up. Process everything. Set your boundaries. And yeah, go where you haven't gone before with the Ace of Wands and everything, is what this ancestor would like you to know. So let's pull one final message from your ancestor. for what they would like you to know. And your message moving forward. Okay, so we have the Light Dancer. Illumination, the radiant self, shining soul. So this is just all about being who you are, truly. To know your magic. And what the ancestor here is saying, freeing yourself of and others of destructive impulses. To not dance in the darkness anymore, to let it be illuminated by the fire, by the sun. These subconscious patterns, these emotions, allow them to come up. You know, take that leap to where you haven't gone before, to be who you truly are, to let your radiant self shine, and you can accomplish the many things you wish to accomplish by being who you truly are, even if you got to go at it alone. Okay, so that's what your ancestor would like you to know. Subscribe to the channel for more pick a card readings, and I'll see you all in my next video. Hello everyone who's chosen the coin, so let's see what your ancestor would like to say. So I'm getting many kind of ancestors. I'm getting Celtic ancestry, and I'm getting the Indian, I'm getting Chinese ancestry type of feeling. There's many different cultures are coming through with the first. So this is the energy, the archetype of the ancestor. So we have the guide. So this might have been someone who was a teacher, someone who was well versed in different cultures or religions. And that fire coming through on the front of the guide, this person was someone who had so much wisdom, but they didn't really talk about it. Like, they kind of embodied the energy instead. Represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Places financially and in control over imparting spiritual insight. So this person was kind of withholding of their wisdom, but I think it was probably just for good reason, perhaps because of the time period that they lived in or where they lived. So we have mint, daydream, fantasy, imagination. So this ancestor might have been someone who kind of was a storyteller, or they did something like they did things in a way that was very subtle, where they kind of used symbology to get a point across. So this could have been like an artist, but this person wasn't direct, or they didn't say directly. The other thing that I get at with this is this could have been someone who just was really kind of living a fantasy life. Like, this could have even been someone who struggled with addictions is something that I'm getting for some reason. This might have been someone who struggled with silently. So let's pull some cards to see what your ancestor, what this guide, maybe they were an artist, like a teacher too. I'm really just getting that feeling of like this person was like, through things they did, they showed wisdom through symbology. Just not directly so, but what would the ancestor like to help us with? Something creative, I'm feeling. So we have the Six of Swords. The Prince of Swords, and I'm going to pull a final card. I'm feeling like, okay, the Chariot. Yeah, this ancestor is really helping you making a move on something, and I'm feeling like it does have a lot to do with something that might have to do with like your social media presence or getting contacts in some way. They're helping you to manifest a creative vision that you have in some way. Maybe they're going to help you network and find people who are of like minds. This could involve traveling too. But this ancestor is trying to help you make a move forward to get your vision going. This can even be becoming a teacher yourself of some sort, or this could be leading you to a teacher. This can just have a lot to do with spirituality. I'm feeling like you have this dream, you have this vision, you have this idea that you visualized, and this ancestor is helping you to get all the things that you need, to get all the connections that you need, so that you can move forward with this, with the guide. And let's pull another card from your ancestor from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. You know, lots of wings, birds of flight, just lots of movement. Your ancestor wants you to make a move. Even if you don't have all the details, just trust your vision. So we have kindred spirits, spirit companions, guides, and comfort. And we have the guide coming through twice. So if you feel like you have been receiving messages, and you know what, that looks like the same plant as in here. If you're, I'm feeling like this strong connection to the fairies too, to the fairy realm. But your ancestors are speaking to you through nature right now. So if you've been feeling like you've been getting messages from your ancestors, it's kind of saying to follow the synchronicities, as the ancestors are guiding you right now. I'm going to pull a card from the Vampires Oracle. You have compassion, empathy, simpatico, and kindness. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card. Your ancestors are speaking to you through animals and through nature right now. So whatever this vision is that you have, that you're following, it's one that is it represent the nature of divine in life and in yourself. This is about seeing the divine in everything, like seeing how your ancestors communicate to you through everything. And it's about accepting and loving who you really are too. So we have Rohini, which is a very fertile, earthy kind of card. And this is all about, like I was saying, kind of, I'm feeling like growing that vision that you have. The power to grow is what Rohini is about. So your ancestors basically are saying that they're guiding you to accomplish the vision that you're trying to accomplish right now that you have. And for each person watching this, this is different, but they're communicating to you through synchronicities, through repeating symbolism, through nature, through animals. And you are strongly connected with the nature spirits and the animal spirits. So pay attention to what animals show up around you at this time, because they're speaking loud and clear, and you need to make a move on the guidance that you're receiving, because they're speaking to you. So, red one, and this is also about kind of knowing that you are worthy of the vision that you have. Your ancestor is helping you to heal a lot of issues around self-worth and self-value, and I think they're really helping you to actually prioritize and get everything in order so that you can move everything from the one place to the next place to where you're wanting to go. It's like they're kind of comforting you a lot here. So they're here with you along the journey, is what your ancestor wants you to know, is that They're always here for you if you need them. Be compassionate with yourself. Take it easy. Take it slow. Make steady progress. Nurture your vision every day, as long as you're moving forward and not backwards. So let's pull some cards. Let's pull some more tarot cards from your ancestor. So we have the Sun, the King of Wands, and the Three of Wands. So you might want to seek an authority on what you are trying to accomplish right now. Someone who's kind of a leader in their field is what I'm getting at. Like, seek opportunities, maybe seeking a teacher or seeking inspiration to help you along the way. But this is all about following the signs, following the synchronicities, doing your life's work, living with joy, living with purpose. And your ancestor is really speaking to that. Like, it's time for you. It's time to move forward. It's time to manifest your vision that you've been having, rather than giving all your energy away to everyone else. It's time to make something happen for yourself. It's time to get the reins in order. It's time to be sovereign, and it's time to give your energy and attention to where you're trying to move and where you're trying to go, where you're trying to sail to. What are the next steps? Maybe doing some research for what are your next steps to get where you want to go. Is there, like, where do you want to be, and what are the steps to getting there, and take those action steps, align with those opportunities that show up. Like, if there is someone in your life who is kind of requiring a lot of your attention, or is kind of demanding of your attention, you might need to kind of back off from that and focus on yourself a little bit more, so that you can make this happen for yourself. So let's pull one final message from your ancestor. So we have the Angel Gate, cleansing, protection, and blessing. So your ancestors are really helping you right now by aligning you with certain opportunities, protecting you from situations and people which don't serve you right now, and comforting you as you make this transition, coming out of maybe a darker stage and in a state of, possibly you were in a state of sadness. And with the Sun coming out, this is a lot of healing coming. This is vitality. This is life returning to you. And, it's just walking into a new gateway, walking into a new path with the Three of Wands. And just keep moving forward, really. That's all you got to do. Just keep moving forward. On the bottom of the deck, I also see the pathway, direction, purpose, and change. So you might be changing course in your life. The way you might have been someone who cared for a lot of people for so long, and now it's time to go and focus on you, or maybe you have a new idea for a job that you had, or this is just returning to your joy, what makes you feel alive, and your ancestor wants you to focus on that, focus on your dream, and follow the guidance, see the magic and everything. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Hello everyone who's chosen the shell. So it's now time to get the message from your ancestors. So I have pulled 2 cards to represent the energy of this ancestor, what their archetype is. Okay, so we have one of these cards. So this is a very personal, this is going to mean something different to each person, but this ancestor is just a reflection of you basically right now. This ancestor is whatever you need them to be. They're kind of a shapeshifter. I have lemon, clean, fresh, new. This ancestor embodies the energy of, you know, constantly changing, constantly renewing themselves. They're not someone that you can pin down at all. This ancestor is whatever they need to be in any given moment. They have kind of like a fool energy. There's someone who's constantly changing and evolving. So let's pull some cards from your ancestor to see what they would like to let you know right now, what they would like to tell you. Okay, so we have the 3 of Cups, the King of Cups. It's definitely time for creativity. And the 10 of Swords. So, let me put these down. So this is about being a lighthouse, it looks like here. Your ancestor, see the ocean here too, and the sailboat, and how the ocean is here. This is really coming into a new beginning with the way this ancestor is coming through, like clean, fresh, and new. This ancestor is just like, you know what, this is over with. You've already gone through this situation, and what's done is done, and it's time to stop kind of holding on to emotions from the past and, you know, from connections in the past that you've had. Because this ancestor wants you to come into more joy and refill your cup, basically, and also to not give away all your emotional energy and your attention to other people who don't really serve you. And this looks like this is Mercury and this is Apollo. So this is the sun energy and this is the intellectual energy. So this is like, stop focusing your thoughts and your intellect on things that are done with already. Like, time to hope for the best moving forward. I'm going to pull a card from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds from your ancestor. What they would like to tell you. The worst is over with, the 10 of Swords. So you have insight, magical tools, writing, and star crafting. From the Vampire deck. Also, trust your journey, because whatever has occurred, it was written in the stars. So you have insight, primal, connecting deep within, sacred dance and instinct. And seeing primal and, you know, connecting deep within, and seeing the mask and the 3 of Cups card, this is kind of asking, what mask do you need to remove? What mask do you need to shed to come into the new? Because this ancestor is a master shapeshifter. or master, renewing force that they embody. So we have Shatabisha, 100 physicians, the veiling star. So this is all about unveiling and healing, coming into new understandings about why what has happened, connecting deep within with who you truly are. And this is a lot of deception that is kind of being revealed now. You're getting more insight, awareness, and understanding. I'm feeling like it's a good time for you to set out on a new course for learning something as well. If it has to do with astrology or crystals or healing. But now is a time of unveiling, of the sun coming through after the dark night. Connect with who you truly are deep within, primal. Allow old skeletons to shed. This, now's just a time to take care of yourself. So you have temperance, the moon, and the Ace of Swords. So this is clarity coming in, this is discernment, this is a lot of your own negative patterns and your own negative emotions and self-talk being illuminated and being able to be healed. A major cycle is ending. You're going from one stage to the next with lemon. So this is kind of like going from, this is kind of like in the darkest phase of the moon where you're gaining this understanding and kind of dying off, and then you're coming into a new moon after that, because this ancestor is like really coming through with the energy of a new moon, a clean slate. But right now you're just kind of closing out on like the darkest phase of the moon, where you're really integrating and understanding everything that just happened, that just occurred in your life. You're making sure you've processed it and healed from it before you move on into the new beginnings. You're making sure you feel everything that you needed to feel, that you've processed all the emotions that you needed to process, that you've integrated everything, that you've learned the lessons, so that you can shed everything that you don't need anymore and come into a place of clarity and newness and knowing who you are now, and just being able to come into this new beginning fresh and clean and renewed, and not holding on to the past or doing things that just don't serve you anymore. So let's pull another card from your ancestor. So we have the water spirit, and that's very good with the shell too that you chose. Emotions, memory, life force. It's all about processing emotions for you and letting things close out. Things from the past are going to come up, connecting deep within with the primal card. And it's just all about allowing that to come up with the moon so that you can alchemize it, fully integrate it, feel everything that you need to feel. And you can journal this out, you can write this out, and it's going to bring a lot of healing for you. Just taking some time to yourself, to allow these emotions through and process what has just happened, and what are you closing out on. And if this is anger, just raw primal emotion, just letting it all come up, and it's going to be a very healing process for you. And this ancestor is here to guide you through that, because you know, they're fresh as a daisy, fresh as a lemon. This is very comforting energy that your ancestor brings through. They're bringing through kind of a very promising and hopeful energy, and this ancestor was someone who just had so much joy in them, who really loved life, and they want you to do the same. Like, they want you to be able to move on, to be able to heal, to be able to, you know, dance with life. And yeah, that is what your ancestor has wanted to tell you. You're coming into a lot of wisdom and a lot of understanding. You're going to discover parts of yourself that you never knew existed. And thank you everyone for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel for more pick a card reading.